everybody, welcome. Lately I've been hearing a lot of talk and a lot of questions concerning Spider-Man and Venom, because we all know Venom's going to be one of the villains in the new Marvel movie, Spider-Man 3, which is set for release in May of 2007. And we're all hearing about Venom. Now, since Venom is my favorite character in Spider-Man stories, I decided to bring to you a little class, if you will, of Venom 101. That way you'll get to learn exactly what happened, the whole storyline of Venom, from issue to issue in Spider-Man titles. Secret Wars number 8. In this issue, Spider-Man, after going into a battle with a whole bunch of villains, because in Secret Wars what it was a 12-part miniseries that takes place on another planet, Spider-Man gets into a big fight and his costume gets ripped and he wants a new costume. So the good guys, Iron Man and them, tell him to go to this machine that they have, think of what he wants, and the costume will come out of the machine. So he goes over, thinks about what he wants, and this black ball comes out. Now, the reason why it's a black ball is that subconsciously Spider-Man was thinking about the new Spider-Woman's costume. And the new Spider-Woman's costume was black and white, just like the one he wears here. So he thought about that subconsciously, the black ball came out, he picked up the black ball with his hands, and then it started to ooze all down his hands and all down his arm and make this beautiful logo here. So he just thought basically the suit was a costume, a very high-tech costume for another world, but just a costume nonetheless. And it gave him also augmented powers and helped him a lot. Now, and this, by the way, was 1984. Again in 1984, we have Spider-Man's first appearance in the black costume in the Amazing Spider-Man storyline. Here you see a lot more Spider-Man using the suit, and what it can do, the way it can mimic clothing, it can do all kinds of different things. Actually, Spider-Man loves the fact he has a suit he doesn't really have to change out of, it mimics everything, it gives him augmented power. He's very happy with it, but still he has lingering doubts about exactly why can a suit do all this. And Reed Richards, I should say, the leader of Fantastic Four, has offered Spider-Man to test the suit to find out exactly what it is. That takes us to Amazing 258, in which Reed Richards tests the suit and finds out that the costume is alive. Now the suit fights against Spider-Man to try to get back with him because it wants to permanently bond to him. Now the suit is an alien symbiote and it's not a costume at all. It's just a living organism that wants to perma-band with Spider-Man. Spider-Man in an all-out battle in Web of Spider-Man number 1 finally relinquishes the suit. He goes up to a church steeple, and the suit basically is indestructible except for two things. It doesn't like fire and it doesn't like sound, certain kinds of sound. He goes up to the church bells, the bells ring, the suit rips off of him and basically oozes down into the cracks of the church. That's the last we see of it. For a while. We'll flash forward now from 84 to 1986. 2 years later, in Web of Spider-Man number 18, we see the first official cameo of Venom. Although you don't really see him, all you know is you see Spider-Man waiting for the subway, you see a hand come in the back, push, well, that's not Spider-Man, it's Peter Parker. You see the hand come out, push Peter Parker onto the subway rails where he jumps out of the way in time of the subway. And he's amazed that he was attacked from behind by somebody and his spider sense did not go off. Now, we'll fast forward a little bit longer to 1987. Todd McFarlane begins to draw for Spider-Man. Now this is Amazing Spider-Man number 298, which is Todd McFarlane's first Spider-Man he drew. Todd McFarlane, you may know him as the inventor of Spawn, the man who owns and created Todd McFarlane Productions, which basically is McFarlane Toys, which does sports pick figures. It did the Movie Maniacs figures, Dragons figures, the Hanna-Barbera series, a whole bunch of different series anyway, which McFarlane has dabbed into. He's also a partial owner of the best hockey team in the world, the Edmonton Oilers. Now, when he drew this, here we get the first cameo appearance of Venom. All you see in this of Venom are his two fists hitting together and the suit oozing on his hands. You don't see his face, you don't see nothing else. All you know is somebody else has that alien costume on them, but we don't know who it is yet. Amazing Spider-Man 299, the next issue. In this, we see a full appearance of Venom as Venom enters the apartment I should say, of Mary Jane, Spider-Man's wife. As she's there looking on, she thinks it's Peter coming back home because Peter Parker and Spider-Man still has a black suit. What they did is when they got rid of the symbiote suit, he just did a thread version of it because he did like the black and white. At this point, Venom comes into the apartment. Mary Jane thinks it's him, thinks it's Venom. He smiles through the costume. You see his teeth. So if you see his teeth through the costume, you know it's not the suit. She knew damn well what it was. She knows it's not Peter. She's scared. Amazing 300. This is by far considered the official first full appearance of Venom. This is also the most expensive comic in the whole Venom storylines. In this, Venom and Spider-Man finally do battle in a double-sized issue. And it is awesome. If you've never read this, you gotta pick this up. Great art, great story, everything. So Venom battles Spider-Man for the first time. We also learn the secret identity of Venom, which is Eddie Brock, a journalist. The reason why Brock is so pissed off after Spider-Man? Well, number one is Eddie Brock was a reporter who did reports on a killer called the Sin Eater. And he basically blamed somebody for being the Sin Eater because that's the leads he got. When Spider-Man caught the real Sin Eater, Brock was laughed upon, fired from his news reporting job. He lost his house, he lost his wife left him, he lost his job, he lost his credibility. He was very angry. He went to a church in order to before trying to commit suicide. He had thought about suicide. He was very Christian, did not like the idea, went to church, tried to repent for his sins. As he was in that church, ironically enough, Spider-Man, who had just done battle with his costume here, with the alien symbiote in web number 1, when the costume went through the cracks of the church, it landed down. And who was inside the church praying? Eddie Brock, the man who hated Spider-Man. So the suit landed on him, bonded to him, and the suit hated Peter Parker and Spider-Man for rejecting it. Brock himself hated Spider-Man for ruining his life, so the two got along quite well. So that's why they formed Venom, and that's why they hate Spider-Man. Just to recap, very quickly, Venom was created by an alien symbiote and Eddie Brock. The symbiote was brought to Earth by Spider-Man during the Secret Wars. Eddie Brock in the suit despise Spider-Man. Eddie Brock, as Venom, knows everything about Spider-Man because the suit knows everything about Spider-Man. So he knows his secret identity, he knows about Mary Jane, he knows about Aunt May, he knows everything that Spider-Man knew up to that point. Venom knows it, which makes him one of the toughest and hardest villains to fight because he can come at you in any way. If you have any questions about Venom, please post them. Go right ahead, post them on this on the comment section, and I'll try to get back to you as quickly as I can. So that's it for me. Thank you for coming and attending Venom 101. And don't forget to subscribe to my videos. Later.